All right, everybody, welcome to Sweet Eurotrash. Tonight's my guest is a man who needs absolutely no introduction. He is an MMA legend, currently fighting in the UFC. Glover Teixeira. Glover, how you doing tonight, man?
Doing good, man. Doing good. Just here, resting, quarantine in the room, and you know, living the life, man. Living the dream.
Man, speaking of the dream, 2014, you fight against John Jones for the UFC light heavyweight championship. Unfortunately, the fight didn't go the way you wanted to that night. But here we are 7 years later, right? You've rolled off 5 wins in a row, with two of those wins being over Anthony Smith and Thiago Santos, two of the toughest guys in the division. 5 in a row. You're set up now. You're the number one contender for the UFC light heavyweight championship. UFC 266 against Jan Blachowicz. What are your thoughts on this fight, man? And first of all, congratulations. Nobody deserves it more than you do.
I'm excited, man. I'm excited. Work hard for this. I change lifestyle. I've been training hard. I've been working hard. I'm in mindset to that goal and to the it's working, man. I'm going toward it, and I'm excited. It's gonna be a great fight.
I agree it's going to be a great fight. I think Jan Blachowicz is a great champion. Everybody talks about the Polish power. We recently saw him in his last fight against Israel Adesanya. He didn't really get a chance to display the Polish power. I think Adesanya did a really good job of staying on the outside and not getting into the pocket and fighting with him. What do you think is going to be your plan of attack for fighting Jan?
My style, just come in and grind the guys, take him down, punching, fake the shots, I don't know, striking, my style is one dimension, go in and grind the guy, grind the guy, take him to deep water. And that's my strategy. And it's been working so far. So let's keep doing.
I agree 100%. I think that your style of fighting is very very amusing. You're not afraid to stand in the pocket and slam it out. We've seen this fight. We've seen this with fights like Ryan Bader, where this was just a rock'em sock'em robot slugfest. Quentin Jackson, Rashad Evans. So Ian Kutalaba is another great example of where the fight went back and forth with lots of power. But I also do agree. I've been looking a lot on the internet. I've been seeing the reports and reading comments, and the people aren't giving you the proper chance that I think that you deserve in this fight. I think that a grappling match is definitely going to play into your advantage. Do you see the fight going to the ground yourself?
Yes, yes. Blahovic, he can go for takedown. I can go for takedown. He's good in the ground as well. So yeah, definitely see the fight go on the ground. Definitely see the fight. He's kind of the style that you know, kind of like my style a little bit. It's like a good matchup, I think.
I think it's a great matchup. I'm really, really looking forward to it. Glover, one of the things that I wanted to talk to you about is, man, you're still doing this at 41 years old, right? At 41 years old, most MMA guys have, either, we can say sometimes that you lose your chin, sometimes you just can't stay fit. You can't recover quite as quickly as you can from the fights. But we're going to be talking about your 50th fight in September. Can you kind of just tell us a little bit about how the evolution of your fight career has gone? Where you started off out in Brazil and getting into the UFC, and what has that all meant to you?
Man, I'm just a fighter, man. I like to fight. I love my job, and just going over there every time and show up and be in a top contender in the UFC. Size I start, I start in UFC, and in about a year I was top five contender, and just training and fight, man, is my thing. And I made some mistake in the past, and I just trying to keep going, keep fixing up, open my mind, lose my ego, and I'm learning, man, and learning, and keep going, keep training, keep going, because I love this, and I don't want this to end. I know it will end soon, because age is affecting in MMA and the sports in general, but we can do as far as a body can take, and if you take care of the body, you can go a long time, man. You can go a long time if you take care of this machine that we have. Well, you do wonderful things, man.
I follow you on all social media, and I watch a lot of your videos of your workouts, and you have a great work ethic. I'm often impressed here the way I see you run what seems to be 150 miles every day, wringing out the shirts, totally soaking wet. So your work ethic is second to none, and absolutely. If there's anybody who can hold together and be as fit as they are at 41, it's definitely you. I congratulate you on that. You're an absolute machine and a beast. So much continued success as far as being able to fight at such a, we'll say, not such a young age anymore. This fight game is a young man's game.
Yeah, yeah, it's young man's game, and I am young, man. I'm 41 years old, young.
41 years young. That's right. So, Glover, the fight game is a real roller coaster of ups and downs, right? I thought maybe I would ask you about here so far until today. What is your greatest memory, maybe of being in the cage? Your best fight, maybe something that somebody says, "What's the best thing?" and it comes to mind and says, "It was this fight, it was that fight," and why?
Some fights, man. It's a lot of fights that I can't take one for the other. I've been last few years. I've been enjoy. My last fight's very good. It's not about just the fight. It's about the journey for each of the fight. Where I go, the places that I go, the people that I meet. And just enjoy there. Enjoy this journey, because one day I'm not gonna be fighting anymore, and I want to have the experience of all these fights. All counts, man. All counts. The fight that I lost, you know, the fight that I won, of course, is the best experience. But the places that I've been, you've been in Germany. I was a guy living in Sobrale. I never knew I'll be traveling the world and doing what I love to do. And this is all experience. This is all great experience. Um, if I take one fight for say is hard to say, because every fight that you in, is that fight is the one the biggest experience. And I mean, Ryan Bader in my hometown was an icon, because I got the title shot right after that, and was right there in front of my family for the first time. But like I say, every fight you gotta take some out of it. You gotta enjoy the journey, the training camp, the traveling that you go, and take there for the experience. Because at the end of the day, man, is all we gonna have when we get old is stories to tell.
No, I agree. When you fight Glover, I get butterflies in my stomach. I feel like I'm in the cage with you. My heart is there. My excitement, my fear when you take a shot and you look maybe to be a little bit rocked or a little bit wobbled. I hurt myself, and I cover my eyes. I'm like, oh no! And then of course when you come back and win, it's just such excitement and jubal, we say here. So I'd have to say one of my most favorite memories of In the Cage of you was during the fight with, or shortly before the fight with Ian Kutalaba. Ian Kutalaba has his little way of when his name's being introduced, he likes to walk towards his opponent very, very intensely, and he does his little cutthroat thing. He walked all the way up to you. None of the commissioners stopped him. You guys were face to face, and you looked directly at him, shook your head, and said, "Not today."
Yeah. That was I just he come at me and he did that. I say not today, my friend, because I was focusing that day. I was in I got knocked down that day too, and I get up and I got up the knockdown. I threw the right hand and he threw a spinning a hammer fist right in perfect time. And but I get up, man. I get up and because that day I was definitely mindset, conditioning, body was there, the conditioning was there, and the mindset was there. So I say, there's no way I'm getting out of here today without this victory, unless I'm out in a stretch because you're gonna have to really put me out, and that's what I meant there, and become like kind of a famous word, not today. All the kids in my school, they have a shirt not today, and they have like one of the kid made a mask for me and say not today, COVID. You know,
Nice,
was
nice.
really cool. Yeah, I don't have the mask over here with me, but yeah, it was really cool.
No, another thing that I did want to talk to you about a little bit. That's one thing myself. I do some English training and I work with younger children. Some kids from as young as 7 or 8 and up to adults, but also kids in their teenage years. And I like to be a strong influence, a positive influence on children. And I'm sure this must be something that is greatly rewarding to you.
Yes, definitely. My gym. I love to get those kids in shape. I love to when the parents tell me like how much the kids got better, and life generally in school, not getting bullied anymore, or lose weight, all the stuff, man. I love it. That's what I have the gym, not just to train myself or train fighters. I want to do something else with the gym. I want to make we've been doing it, not just me but the whole team that we have there, all the coaches and everybody. We've been doing an amazing job doing like helping out people, to be better themselves and be healthy wise, better, be getting better shape, strong mind and stuff like that.
I think that's great. I remember myself being a kid, middle school age or something like that. And, it's a confusing time for children. And I think it's really great that you're helping guide these children and let them actually find out who they are for themselves and to be proud of who they are. I'm sure there's also some children in your gym who don't have a father in their life and look up to you as a fatherly figure. And I tip my hat to you. I think that's just an outstanding thing. And I wish you much, much more success as far as that goes. I'm sure even after the fight game, the gym's going to be around for a while.
Yeah, that's the plan. The plan is like me being in the gym full time, and I mean, it's something that I love to do. It's really like man. I get involved with all the business, but the gym is just my hobby. I'm there as like it's a passion of mine. It really is. I wanted to be there, and after the fight, I wanted to just have the gym as being part of this, and be able to helping people. Yes.
I think that's great. Um, Another thing that I kind of wanted to touch base with you a little bit. I was in a conversation with somebody else the other day, and we kind of talked about how the evolution of the UFC has happened over the past 25 years. I remember going to a friend's house It must have been around 1996, 1997 or something. And he actually had a VHS cassette tape of UFC 1 and 2, where we actually saw these different styles of mixed martial arts, where you would have a karate guy against a boxing guy, or a jiu-jitsu guy against a wrestler or something like this. And now today, everything kind of falls under this MMA training, about how basically, everybody goes in and trains wrestling, trains some jiu-jitsu, and trains some striking. Can you speak to yourself about how your fighting game has evolved over the years?
Yeah, you gotta evolve. You gotta, like I say, you gotta open your mind. You gotta search for help. See what's the best option for you. See what's the best study over there. See what the new the new things. Like Bruce Lee said there a long time ago. Be water. Like learn what's best for you, and learn everything. Maybe something that you learn that you can use it later on, but like you just gotta change it, man. You can't expect it to do the same thing and expect same results, doing the same thing. So I mean, expecting different results doing the same thing. So you know you gotta do something different to change up your game, change up everything. You gotta evolve. You gotta go with the world. It goes up, it goes fast. Everything's, it moves fast. So you gotta go. You gotta be fast. Because those young guys, they come up with like crazy technique, crazy things. So you just gotta be on top of things, man. You just gotta be on top of things. You gotta do the old school. Like I like some old school training. Like I always have it. The old school it will never go away because it's been there forever in the fighting game. Muhammad Ali do it, he used to do it, Tyson and Royce Gracie, But yeah, you gotta open your mind for the new stuff that's coming up too.
Yeah, I have to say, Hoist Gracie is the guy that got me interested in it. After I said I saw the VHS cassette of UFC 1 and 2, and for me, it was amazing to see. He's 6'1", 180 pounds, so he's not a little guy, But compared to some of the other guys in the cage, he was a little guy. And to be able to see somebody defend themselves, or to be able to defeat guys who are much, much bigger than themselves, that was very, very impressive for me. And for me, being a little guy, I immediately just fell in love with the idea of jiu-jitsu. I practice it a little bit myself. I'm not, I'm no Glover Teixeira by all means. I don't have a belt, but I do like to wrestle. I have some friends and we wrestle around a little bit. And I have to say that, a little bit of training goes a long ways against anybody who doesn't have any, so it's absolutely great. And it gives you such a great self-confidence, a feel to where, if you start to get into an altercation or some sort of situation that makes you uncomfortable, there's no need to be afraid. And once you take fear out of it, you really allow yourself to be what you want to be. You can say what you want to say. You can do what you want to do. And that lack of fear, I have to say, is something that I've grown to appreciate very much.
Yeah, no doubt. Jiu-jitsu, jiu-jitsu is definitely a very good sport, man. I mean, boxing, jiu-jitsu, all the stuff. Boxing is a little bit more difficult because you're not gonna spar in the first day. You're gonna take a little while to start sparring. But jiu-jitsu right away, you get in the gym and right in the first day, you kind of getting smashed by a blue belt or white belt or black belt. The Usually when you come in the first day, you go to a higher belt because the coach don't want to put you with not knowledgeable person because you guys can get hurt, or two guys that doesn't know, what I mean, can get hurt. So what happened? You come in, you go with a higher belt, you go with the black belt, so he just kind of throw you around, but it's not gonna hurt you. But then you kind of feel like that right away, and jiu-jitsu in 30 days in jiu-jitsu, I say you have a 30 days in jiu-jitsu, you have a 30 days more experience than a guy that you know, whatever, if you fight in the street or to self-defend, defense, you know, and stuff, you've been 30 times more than anybody that didn't train over there, right? You've been in a situation at least 30 times if you train for 30 days. So
It makes a huge difference.
it's a big difference, yeah.
Speaking of, getting thrown in there with black belts, I went to the Abu Dhabi World Championships in, I think, 2016. And of course, a big exhibition, and a couple of jiu-jitsu guys were there, had their mats set up, and they would invite you to come in and wrestle with them a little bit, and this guy looks at me, and I'm standing there. I got my tourist clothes on, my sunglasses, and my shoes, and he looks at me, kind of does this number. And I'm like, oh, okay. So I kick my shoes off, throw my sunglasses down, I get on the mat, and he's taking it real easy on me, teaches me an Americana a little bit. And he's like, oh, taps out to me. I'm like, all right, man. I was like, don't take it so easy on me. Man, that was a mistake. Yeah. Just like you said, man, he just threw me around. He had his way with me, tossed me around like a rag doll. But I have to say, it was very fun. It was, and immediately getting thrown around like that was something that made me want to be better, So I can definitely see how jiu-jitsu is addictive, and why you see some guys who go to the gym 3 times a day and train.
Yeah, yeah, definitely, man. It helps a lot. And like you say, the confidence you get in there, and the rest without the guy every day, you just like you get to learn, you get the position there. Like some people have claustrophobia, they some other guy at the top of him smashing him, and a couple of days later they already getting used with the situation.
No, that's awesome. That's basically it. Repetition, right? The first time you ever get in a fight and somebody throws you to the ground, or throws a punch and hits you, you don't even think to dodge the punch or try to get back up, And of course here, after one time getting taken down, you learn how to, turn your hips and get back up, then you're ready for it, the next time. And it's great. I can definitely see the addiction in it, and even feel it sometimes.
Yeah.
So, Glover, we talked about the absolute highs of the fight game. Maybe you have a story that you could tell us about, maybe one of the lows of the game for you, something that was really tough for you to get over after a loss or something like that.
Man, to be honest, like I think the lows for me was when I went to Brazil with my visa situation. I think losses is like I lost my first fight in MMA. I lost my first fight, and I get back to training. I was 6 months training, and I went in, I fought, and I lost this fight, and I was like, I gotta get more time, I gotta get more focus, I gotta get more this, and I went 2 fights, and I lost my fourth fight. Um, and all it makes me to do is focus, and after that, I won all the way to John Jones, man. I won like 20 fights straight, and I fought John Jones. But yeah, I never really get that low. Of course, all losses make me upset, and there's a delay of the dream and everything. But man, I don't take that too much into the heart. I lost it. I go back to the drawing board, and I fix it. And keep going. And like I say, my lows was like when I went to Brazil, and I was waiting for the green card, and I got denied the green card, and I was like, fuck, I don't know what to do now. It sucks to be here. And I stopped fighting. I say, I'm gonna fight all the small shows because I already had I went to Brazil to get my visa, already with like with a letter from Dan White that like I get the visa, I'll be fighting UFC. So I didn't want to fight there because I already had a pretty much not a contract, but with a visa sign. I already had a agreement with Dana that I'll fight in UFC with my record. But when I got the visa denied, I just stopped taking this small show. Any fight. I was fighting everybody, anytime. I fought like 4 times in month and a half or 6 weeks. Yeah, it's crazy.
Um, Another question I'm just a little bit curious about. The fight with Jan is coming up. A while back, the fight between Dom Reyes and Yuri Proevich. I say his name wrong all the time. My wife makes fun of me. Did you happen to catch that fight?
I watched the highlights. Of course, I did not watch the whole fight. No.
Yuri now is going to have the next title shot, and I know you're not a guy to overlook your next opponent, but could you maybe just give us your thoughts on that guy? I was very impressed. I think that maybe he might be one of the scariest guys at 205 pounds, including yourself and Tiago. What did you think about him? Are you familiar with
I
him?
think he's doing a great job. He's a great fighter. But like I say, right now I'm focusing on Blahovic, and I'm not really thinking of any of those things, any distractions, man.
No, that's good. I figured that was actually going to be your response to that. But Glover, before we get off here, I'm going to let you get. I know you're busy. You're at Bellator for the weekend. Rafael Viana had a fight the other night. He fights out of your gym. First fight back after 5 years. Unfortunately, he didn't get the desired result that he was looking for. Fought against a great opponent.
Yeah.
Who are some other guys in your gym that we might want to keep our eyes on?
A couple guys in my gym. Rafael have 5 years layoff, and he come back and I fought a really tough guy. Uh, but he's back at the game now. He come back and he's focused. He say he determined to take the LFA title, and I believe that he's gonna do that. And we have a couple young guys that's coming up. My gym open up for the public, like for the fight guys, because I only had a cardio class until like 2 3 years ago, and now we have the fight class, the guy that wanted to fight the amateurs. So we been have a lot of young kids. So right now to say names, it's a little too far away, but we have so many young kids, man, that I'm excited for the future. A future of them. They focus, they determined to fight, but keep an eye on Teixeira MMA, and you gotta see some good guys coming out of there.
You're right. This is pretty much the first generation who's actually been able to grow up with MMA. We have guys that I can use Ryan Bader, Michael Chandler, for example, or these guys, Tyron Woodley, Ben Askren, who were high school wrestlers, but no real MMA training. But now today, like I said, with the evolution of what MMA has become, you can basically start training MMA at 4 and 5 years old. And I also know this from your coach, John Hackelman. He's also got a great camp out there in California, what he's doing, and he's got lots of young kids in his classes.
Yeah, John. He's always been. His gym is amazing, man. He's like he's one of the guys that motivate me to open up the gym. He helps so many people around the world with the MMA program. Self defense, cardio, get people in shape. You know, what he been done for the community and for the people around the world is it's amazing. I love the what he's doing with martial arts. He's much more traditional and focused on the martial arts than I am. And I try to focus a little bit more on there. And John is the reason why I've been focused more on this, you know, gym, man, helping people, helping kids not get bullied, and helping teenagers, all kind of people, man. It's he's doing an amazing job for a long, long time, and making champions like Chuck Liddell from everybody, And John never changed, never changed. The way he put more effort into, like, I don't know, somebody that probably have a like some kid that have a problem in school than somebody that wants to fight. He's just, I mean, with the same effort. I'm saying, you know what I mean? He doesn't imagine his effort like to train Chuck Liddell or myself or Big Brother, one of the best fighter that he have there right now. Like very good up and coming fighter, and he just put this as much effort to a little kid.
No, you're right. His motto is "Don't let people take your lunch money," right? And he's serious about it, right? I mean, as funny as that may sound, I mean that's basically, whether that be your lunch money, your dignity, your car, or your health, or to put yourself into a dangerous situation. He's dead serious about it, and I agree with what you said that he puts as much effort into a 7-year-old kid who's getting bullied at school as he did into Chuck Liddell winning the UFC championship back in the day.
Yeah, yeah, he's doing a great job, man. Yes, I steal that line all the time. Like, don't for the kids, nobody gonna steal his lunch money.
Now, I also I live by a couple of your little sayings as well. The first one is the pain of maybe you'll help me with it. The pain of discipline is better than the pain of regret.
Yeah, yeah,
And it's not how hard you can hit, but how hard you can get hit and keep coming forward.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
You know,
That's
I think those are both great sayings because we all do get hit in life. Maybe not a physical punch to the face, but we all have disappointments in life, and a lot of times people really get down and throw their hands in the air and say I can't do anything else. I'm done. I'm finished. And that's not my style. I'm not a quitter, and I'm always going to go forward. And I take a lot of that of your heart and put it into my own self as well. When you get into the cage, man, I'm always with you. Everybody here at Sweet Euro Trash, my family included, my wife, she's a huge fan of yours. She's super excited that we got to do another interview. She told me today, she's like, "Oh, you get to talk to Glovey today." Yeah, so she loves you as well, man. We're going to be there watching. We're big fans, not only of you as a fighter, but you as a person as well. We wish you the most amount of luck, and we really look forward to hearing and new from Bruce Buffer on September the 4th at UFC 266.
Thank you, man. For sure, we're gonna put up a show. I'm focused, and thank you. Appreciate you, man. And tell your wife I say hi.
I will, man. Take good care of yourself, and we'll see you next time.
Oh, brother. Thank you.
Os.